Well, hello there. Welcome to Live with Lynn. So today we're going to talk about how to cure perfectionism. You know, first off, if you're here, be sure to say hi. And if you're watching the replay, please type replay in the comments so I know you were here, okay? Just would love to talk to you or let you know that you were here. Anyway, so let's talk about perfectionism. I have always been a perfectionist and I've always been proud of it. And that's been my opinion because things have to be done right and they have to be done excellent, right? But you know what's funny? I did a little research for this in order to be able to talk a little intelligently today about this. And what I learned something really powerful. That there is a big difference between perfectionism and being a high achiever. And a lot of times people who are high achievers think they're perfectionists. And that was really powerful to me. And so, there's important differences between a perfectionist and a high achiever. And being a high achiever is better for your health and your enjoyment of life and your happiness. But let's go back to perfectionism just a little bit first, though. So perfectionism can rob you of your peace of mind and your enjoyment of life and your self-esteem, So it's not a good place to be. And if you are struggling with that, that is something that you want to overcome if you can. But there's a big distinction between perfectionism and being a high achiever. So it's where your focus is. It's what you're looking at every day. So if you're striving for excellence, if you can be happy about your achievements and learn from your mistakes, then you're a high achiever. If you're beating yourself up and everything appears to be lacking and you just feel like you just didn't do good enough, it robs you of your satisfaction and pride from your accomplishments. And so that's where the struggle is. It's where your focus is. Are you like trying to be the best you can be and you're striving for it and you're making sure everything is done right. But at the end of the day, you are proud of what you did. And yeah, you might have made a mistake. And if you did, you learn from it and you move on, right? But a perfectionist is somebody who, yeah, they're doing everything perfect, but they're doing it perfect because they're afraid of not doing it perfect. They're afraid they won't be good enough or that nobody will like them if they make mistakes. That's the big difference. So letting go of that perfectionist attitude can actually help you excel more because those things that come along with perfectionists like procrastination and other self-defeating behaviors, beating yourself up, getting upset, digging your head in the sand, whatever. There's lots of behaviors that come with perfectionism, and those can hold you back. So letting go of that actually can help you excel more. So, but let's take a look. Let's look at some of the things we can do. If that's what you're struggling with, let's take a look at some of the things that we can do, some of the things I looked up and that make sense. So one is have a closer look at your perfectionist traits. You may think you're effective, but at what cost? So really make a list if you need to, but think about the ways that your perfectionism is hurting you. How is it slowing you down? Or how is, beating yourself up is never good. And that, I've been in that situation. I'm not an expert. I'm a perfectionist at times, but you beat yourself up and then you don't move forward, right? It slows you down. So become aware of your tendencies. So you might not even realize that you are being a perfectionist. You might not even realize that this is something you're struggling with. But maybe at the end of the day, look back at the day and look at the times when you felt you had done well or the times that you felt like you failed or you hadn't done enough. Write them down, kind of keep a journal and keep track. And this is going to help you become more aware of what you're thinking and what's going through your head all day. And then on that same topic, it's your self-talk. Monitor your self-talk, alter it, change that little voice in your head that says that you're not good enough. Change that little voice that says you screwed this up or you didn't do that good enough, because altering that self-talk is going to go a long ways towards making you be more comfortable and be less of a perfectionist. So when you catch yourself saying those things to yourself, turn it around, oh, look, I did an amazing job at this part of it, or I made a mistake, but I learned from it. Look at how I can do it differently. And you know what I mean? Just change that self-talk. We listen to ourselves in our head all day long. We all do. And we all tell ourselves negative things in most cases all day long. And you just got to change that around. You got to talk positive to yourself, because if you're not, nobody else is, you're listening to yourself all day. So So yeah, turn that self-talk around. But I think the main point, or I think what was really profound for me, was that maybe you're really not a perfectionist, or maybe you have some perfectionist tendencies, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's not a good thing, right? So if you're struggling, and if your focus is on beating yourself up and on having to be perfect because otherwise you're not good enough, that's a problem. That's what you need to work on. But if you're striving for excellence, and you can be happy about your achievements and you can learn from your mistakes, then that is not a bad thing. That is being a high achiever. And I guess that's what I am. So that's a high achiever. So strive to be a high achiever. Be proud of what you're accomplishing. Learn from your mistakes, and then make a course correction if need be, and then move on. That's all it is. And I mean, I know if this is something you're dealing with, that's easier said than done, right? But you can do it. I know you can do it. Just become aware of what's happening. Focus on the positive. Just try and retrain your brain. And knowledge is power. So if you know what's going on, you know what you're thinking, that's the first step, right, to turning things around. Anyway, I want to hear your thoughts. Are you a perfectionist, or what do you think you can do to cure perfectionism in your life? Or what do you do that's good? What do you do that's bad? I would love to hear it. Please get down below and tell me your thoughts. Anyway, hope you have a great day. I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.